All right, guys, I've been working super hard on getting some information for you guys. Let's see your Kindle reader. What I've been doing is I've been doing live streams on my I'm doing live streams on my what is it called? On my bike rides, and it's been like super fun. I can't tell. Are we live on my main account or am I live on the wrong account? Someone's going to have to make a comment because we have 0 viewers. I'm going to go into a book. I'm going to try to find something for you guys. Let's see here. I should have probably got into this section of the book before I start talking to you guys. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, there you guys are. Good morning. Jared, you got some competition, dude. Homeboy got a tattoo. He got a tattoo. I'm just going to say that's pretty crazy. Nick Hoyer got a tattoo. I don't know if I'm going to use the fact that this is my 2024 Val Kilmer phase because Val Kilmer died a tragic death, and I don't want that on me. All right, guys? Now, I'm going to flip a coin because I have something that I want to talk about that could potentially get me in trouble. Haven't quite decided yet. Just trying to figure it out. I'm going to shoot a text message off to actually ask if it's going to get me in trouble or not. Because in my words, in my mind, I should basically share this information with you guys because that's the kind of guy I am. I've always just never held back and I've spoke from the heart in all honesty. And I've never let people get in the way of that because they have sensitive opinions and they need to protect themselves because they don't know how to do things properly. And so I just had to just spill these beans. And every single time I do this, I end up getting in trouble. And then I have to play this patty cake game because I hurt people's feelings because I was the one who didn't screw up. I was just the one who called it out. And then, it just comes back and I get in trouble for no reason because I'm a nice guy. So we're going to brew for a bit. We're going to brew and then we are going to then maybe come back to this because right now I don't feel emotionally stable enough to share this information because once I open it up, you can't close it back up. And then I guarantee you guys are going to watch. I'm going to get in a ton of shit for it because I'm always getting shit for everything. And, honestly, I just have stopped podcasting recently because I just am trying to focus on getting ready for world championships. And there's only so much energy I have in the day. And basically, I'm just trying to just do my own thing. I'm trying to do my own thing. I'm trying to chill the fuck out. I'm trying to focus on winning because every single time I focus on anything outside of this stuff, I just recognize how ridiculous this game that we all play is. So let's focus on some other subjects for right now. One thing we are going to talk about is I have a race simulation today. I'm basically going to do Hyrox for the first time in its entirety back here at my house. I've got a whole new setup, and I want to teach you guys how to basically do a race simulation from your garage, your house, whatever the heck it might be, and we want to talk about it. So first of all, I'm going to bring up I'm going to bring up basically, what the fuck is this called? We're going to go to Hunter's YouTube. So the last time I did a race simulation was, oh shoot, Hunter's live right now. Sick. I love that guy. My fastest Hyrox simulation at the house. Here. I'm not going to share what I have to say unless we get at least 75 people in here. That's just what I'm just going to say. Otherwise, it'd be a waste of our time because this needs to be impactful. Okay, let's go over here. Who's sick and tired of these hobo ass commercials, dude? These commercials that YouTube is pitching at us suck. Like this turd right here. Guys, by the way, anytime you see a greasy ass white dude like this with one of these fucking creepy rings and an Apple Watch, let me tell you something. If you buy something from him, the likelihood of you living in the depths of hell for the rest of your life is infinitely higher. This guy right here is a Satanist, scam artist, I'd have to say, and he's trying to get you to buy some kind of mumbo jumbo AI organizer. Stay the fuck away from these people. And they're all, dude, trust me, if they knew so much about business and being able to accelerate your business, they'd be rich themselves. They wouldn't be doing YouTube ads. Okay, that's enough of my rant for this. I'm skip this ad. Okay, so this right here, guys, basically is the start of my race simulation. I did this in December, right before I went out, and I guess it was November, right before I went out and set the world record for Hyrox World Championships in Stockholm. So if you guys look at this, you can see my old treadmill. We'll just kind of go through some sections here. We're kind of BSing. That's my old ass treadmill. You guys can see I've got the sled right here set up because I didn't have a setup on my outside and I was arm pulling the whole thing. Ski-erg's basically the same. I basically, here, check this out. Look at the turf that I'm on. This little ass turf. I'll keep on scrolling away. I've been doing this for 5 years. It's kind of embarrassing what I'm going to tell you guys after this. I'm just working on the little turf. If you go through over here, still rocking the rower. Look at the dumbbells that I'm carrying, guys. They're not even race weight, so I went over race distance to simulate the best way of putting it. And they're not even kettlebells, they're dumbbells. Look at this ghetto setup that I've got right here for my sandbag lunges. I'm wearing a 20-pound weight vest and a 50-pound sandbag. And I've got my hat like over my face. So I broke the first rule of Hyrox simulation, which is, if you're going to do a Hyrox simulation, you guys want to have the same exact gear the second time that you test it, okay? I'm just telling you guys right now, if you're going to do it once, do the same thing the second time because that's the only real way for you to get information of whether or not you're getting better. Now, I decided I was just going to invest everything that I had to my name into getting better this year. So I bought the turf, I got the treadmill, I got the equipment. I got every single piece of equipment to identically match the race at my house. So it's entirely different. And I did that because it was important to have all of the stuff rather than keep my ghetto stuff just for a simulation. Now, so the first rule of doing simulations is if you do it once, do it the second time with the same setup. So I'm already breaking my own rule, what I'm going to do today. Unless you're upgrading like I'm talking about, that's rule number one. Rule number two that I want to tell you guys about is you'd want to eat and drink the same exact things every single day that you do in training, the days that you do racing. Now, if you guys get better at being able to take in carbohydrates and carb loading and stuff, you should start practice that in training. That's really important stuff. But I get DMs all the time of people like, what should I eat race day? I'm like, that's a terrible question. That's a terrible question. That's like also changing your race shoes on race day. Don't do this shit. It's going to kick your ass. It's a bad idea, guys. I'm just telling you flat out. that's one of the other factors. Also, I think it's really good to have a heart rate monitor on and make sure that you guys are focusing on your heart rate rather than focusing on your emotional output. I'm not going to race with a heart rate monitor on, but if you train enough with a heart rate monitor, you know where your limits are, and you should be able to keep yourself contained. So if I'm doing all of my intervals at about 165 to 170 beats per minute, if I'm starting this race out over that, you guys know that you're overpacing, which most of our clients and most of the people that I know racing are doing. So I would start out doing like 160 beats per minute, because understand when you're interval training, you're doing rest in between. So start at 160 beats per minute and let that heart rate drift up into the upper echelon of like your max capacity. So that's another thing I want to tell you guys about. Like, race simulations, the most important thing you can do is have same gear every time, same nutrition every single time, and wear a heart rate monitor. It is humongously important. You'll be able to get the data, look at it afterwards, and really be able to track and understand like how you guys are doing. So don't get caught up in that mess of all that other stupid shit. I see people doing Hyrox simulations all the time, but it's never consistent. So you never really get to understand if you're getting any better. As far as the center fit equipment goes, I think it's really nice. It's very nice. I just recognized, though, I've been training on this thing for a while. I've way overweighted the sleds because I didn't recognize they're counting the weight of the sleds in the poles and multiple other factors. So I've had an extra 2 45-pound plates on the sled the entire time. And basically, like, it's great for me. It's great news because I've been fucking kicking my ass constantly on these things, doing extra work. And then I screenshotted all the sleds that I was watching the guys race in the last chance qualifiers. And I was able to see basically I've been putting on way too much weight on these things. So it's good to, be challenging yourself. But at the same time, I think it's also really important to make sure that you end up, basically putting yourself in a position where you're training exactly with the equipment that you're going to race with. 20-week buildup. Oh. I'd retest a Hyrox in a 20-week buildup maybe 3 times at most. Because you got to gather data. So you do it once at the beginning. You train for 4 to 8. You should train for about 6 to 8 weeks. Do it again. And then you should train another 6 to 8 weeks and do it again. So that's 3 times. The best you can get. Because you're never going to gain fitness unless you're taking information and then you're focusing really hard. Another thing I really want to talk to you guys about, this guy asked a good question, and it's going to push us towards what I'm trying to get towards with just training. So if you look here, here's this Facebook group that we have. It's the house Facebook group. The guy goes, "Hi, I've been doing CrossFit for 2 years, just making the switch over to Hyrox. Decided to start with house. One question: strength is my limiting factor, so I want to do the strength program, blah, blah, blah. It's only 4 days per week. I'm used to doing 6 days per week." That's the typical CrossFit disease. You guys think that you're supposed to train 6 days a week because CrossFitters are idiots. No offense, Chris. Would I be able to do 2 workouts from the run path and take it to 6 days a week, or is this not advisable? And I'm better resting to get the full benefits of the strength session. Coach Hunter steps in. The programs are designed to give you the best results possible. When there is no workouts, it means it's best to rest. Strength is developed with isn't developed with high amounts of volume. More so, high levels of stress plus high levels of rest equals strength. But most of our clients want to move every day. This can still work, but I wouldn't go overboard. You'll miss the opportunity of the program. 3 days later, Hunter McIntyre. Okay, after my first week of workouts, I get why you need the rest. These workouts are brutal and brilliant. A lot of people that are training for these programs are trying to do so much, and they're never getting better at anything. They're just doing everything. And if you guys saw me, like if you go back and look at this video of me, where the fudge brownies that YouTube video. If you guys look at how much bigger I am in this video, just look at the beginning of the video. You can see just the density of my chest. Am I sharing screen? Shit, I'm probably not. Damn you. Present. Sorry, guys. Share screen. Let's talk about this. Let's get back in there. Let's get back in the game, guys. You guys can see right here that I was at the end of a bulking phase, and you can see the density of my chest and my arms and the size of me. I right there was 210, 212 pounds. I right now am 198 pounds. This is Strength Block Hunter. And if you go to Instagram, Hunter McIntyre Instagram, you look at me right now. All right, anytime. I don't know if you guys can tell based on these pictures, but that's me right now. I'm much smaller. Much smaller. I've lost a lot of density in my size. Just look at this. Look at this this like kind of shoulder girdle right here. You can tell that I've lost so much mass just in my upper body. It's not that kind of dense round thing. I've kind of got those chicken wings arms now. So now I'm in a cardio block. Back during this video was, shit, we've lost it. During this video, was all muscle and density. I wanted to be as strong as possible. I wasn't doing very much cardio work. Back over here to Hunter doing tons of mileage every single week. Let's just see here. Let's get into the facts here. Let's just give you guys the true facts. We're going to go into Strava. We're going to go into profile. It's not going to be as good, but you guys can see down here. This is when I was over here. If you can look at my queue, I had basically did my Ironman at the end of August, and then I took September off, and this is pretty low throughout October, throughout November. I pick it up a little bit in November into December. I do the world record right here. But now look how much more consistent and more volume I've had on the back side of the year. You can see I pick it up so much more. But this over here, August, September, October, November, you see how low that is? Strength training block. Boom. You guys didn't expect to see that, did you? Science. How is strength the limiting factor for CrossFitters? CrossFitters can be weak too. Adam. Adam seems like he's kind of hurt about something. Who hurt your feelings, Adam? Yeah. Who hurt your damn feelings? I think if you guys want to see a book on this, this is a really great book. Mass Made Simple. I should share the screen again. Present. Share screen. Boom. Boom. I keep on doing this, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit all over the place. But this right here, Mass Made Simple by Dan John, this is a good-ass book. If you guys want to learn a lot about just getting strong, keeping things simple, this is just such a good book. Mastery of basic multi-joint barbell movements, committing to getting stronger. Real improvements come from when you squat seriously. It's very true. That's why our strength program is a 20-rep squat program. Bulking is best done in short periods, much like I showed you guys over here. Oh, short period of bulking. No way. Hunter knows what he's talking about. He's a genius. Finally, you need to be physically ready to bulk. It's nothing a 9-year-old can do. That's right. I'm probably looking at you, Ryan Theory. This right here is a really good answer for why most people are not absorbing a lot of strength. He says right here, I reported a fall in Skyline College at 202. For 9 months, I had held steady and rose up to 204. How did I get from 162 to 202? In 4 months, I basically stopped the program for 9 months. Simple. I started doing track and field with coach, and he had us doing running and bounding and sprints and throwing. So basically, this guy was bulking like crazy, gained 40 pounds, and then all of a sudden he went into a program where he didn't have control anymore and was doing all this other random shit and completely lost his progress. So you guys can see right there that a lot of you guys just got to just suck it up and just do the same thing for a little while and get the results you need. Just saying. Toilet paper? That's a candle, dude. Quit being a freaking weirdo. Brosive. I'm definitely going to write a book on training. I've been writing books for years. I just haven't published any of them. I think the biggest thing that I've recognized and I really want to focus on writing is this new hybrid movement. If I really look at hybrid, I'm seeing so many dudes that came from a bodybuilding background and bought a pair of running shoes. That's just the definition of the hybrid bro these days. And then they create a hybrid program because they see everybody getting really into it. You can go into my gym and go look at gold medals going back as far as a decade in this shit. And it's only gone back a decade because I only started a decade ago. Like I've learned how to do this thing and refined it and read all the studies of it. And there's what's called periodization. People try to put these things together and try to get the most results out of it, but they're trying to do 20 different things at once. And I could write a book that would change the fucking world of hybrid. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Oh, I'm right on the verge of my seat of being able to say this fucking thing, but I don't want to get in trouble for it because I always get in trouble. Let's text an advisor. Let's oh, Parker just texted me. Let's see. Let's see if Parker will answer. Let's phone a friend. We're going to phone a friend, guys. We're calling my dad. Dad's not answering. This is a shitty father-son. Dad. Hold on. This is a really important question. I've come up with some information that I was going to share publicly about a most recent race that if I share it, it will probably get me in trouble, but it will also blow the lid off some bullshit. What would you do? 30 minutes, Dad? I don't have this kind of time. All right. I love you, Dad. Bye. Not even Dad can share this information with us, guys. We're shit out of luck. Oh. Let's see here. I'm at least going to I'm gonna invite Parker into this thing. Okay. Parker. Send Parker a link. Sorry, guys. These catch-up shows are just meant to be kind of bros hanging out. We're not trying to do anything that crazy. Disconnected device. Parker.
What's up, dude?
Sorry, I didn't have my phone on me.
That's all good. It's a good show. I've been watching.
I'm not doing anything this morning. I'm getting ready for a Hyrox simulation at noon today.
Yeah, buddy.
How are you doing since you're half iron?
I've been better. I can no longer race this coming Ironman on Saturday, next Saturday.
Why?
Remember I was telling you I was like my veins, my legs are just they keep swelling over like the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So I went and got an ultrasound. I've got saphenous vein issues, and it's causing varicose vein issues. So my legs have just been like swelling and inflaming. So the doctor was like, "We're gonna do surgery. We'll figure it out with insurance. Don't race." I'm like, "Okay."
Fuck.
It's all right. It better safe than sorry, because we were talking about it like what, 4 weeks ago, like 2, 3 weeks before Galveston, and you were like, "Don't race," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm kind of feeling it," but I went and raced Galveston anyway. But probably a dumb idea.
That's heavy, dude.
But
That's heavy.
that's all right. We'll get it fixed. Just crush the rest of the year.
I mean, I crashed the shit out of my bike, and I've just been pushing through. But if it wasn't for the fact that I had a race coming up, I probably would not be training the way that I am right now because it hurts
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my worry is that like I don't think it's going to be permanent. I may never get back to 100% strength kind of thing. Is if you push it worse and injure it more kind of thing.
Yeah.
That'd be my worry.
No, I think you'll be all right with some good time off and some just good rehab afterwards.
It's really good. I mean, like yesterday, I got on the bench. I was supposed to do dumbbell press, and it hurt more to do dumbbell press. And I said, "Fuck this, man! I haven't benched in 2 months."
Yeah.
So I got on the bench, and I got 275 for 3 before I got out of this thing, and I got hurt. And then all of a sudden, I put weight on, and I got hurt. And then I just put weight on yesterday. I got 235 for 3, but I didn't really like kill myself. I just greased the grooves.
Smart. Yeah.
I think I 100% can push 255 for 3, and it's always my goal when I'm in like a really intense like cardio block that I do lose less than 10% strength. Like that's what my strength training coach has always taught me. It's like get your strength up as high as possible and lose less than 10% by the end of the season. So I'm right on there. I'm right on board.
No, that's good. Yeah, that's perfect. And I think right now, even if it's a little bit more than 10% due to just the limitations, I think that's a smart move. Like it's probably smarter to lose a little bit more than 10% than to ruin your shoulder for indefinite amount of time.
It's interesting. I don't feel it in anything during the event. It's afterwards.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. I can hold. So we do these intervals, and I've done this for years where I go in from a race pace run. We do it over distance, and then we go into a ski erg and try to do max capacity. It's called an IWT, but it's kind of reversed. It's like Hyrox style. And I can hold a 127 for a minute now, which is crazy based off the injury that I have. And it's like that's not 100%, but that's just like a push. And it doesn't hurt at all. Like you don't feel it. And then all of a sudden you go to bed at night and you're like, I think they're gonna have to chop it off. Oh, dude, Ryan Theory dropped a $1.99. $1.99. Guys, I said if you get to 75, if we get to 75 listeners, I'll drop my information. But we only have 60, so this is some bitch shit.
Oh, come on, guys.
You guys better tell all your friends because I'm not going to do this thing.
If I knew the information that you were talking about, like outside of this, I could say yes or no to letting the info
I'm just going to text it to you.
Okay.
I'm going to text it to you right now, and you tell me what you think.
Because usually I'm all for the juice. I'm like, lay it out there. Because, sometimes these people just need to hear it, whether they like it or not. It's, it's like, well, if you don't want people to talk about it this way, then get your shit together. What were you going to ask me, though?
Well, let me read this text message.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Now, do you think that I'm saying is bullshit? But every single time I do something like this, I end up getting in trouble because I'm the big bad wolf.
Yeah, but you're just holding them accountable.
I know, dude. I don't understand why I'm the only one who ever does this.
And everybody else that is in your position that gets mad at you for saying this stuff, it's probably because they feel like they don't want to rattle the cage and it's benefiting them.
Yeah. Yeah. Greg, thanks for
But
taking a break from the 𝗲𝗏 show, because I'm just going to let you know right now, 𝗲𝗏's a piece of shit. 𝗲𝗏 threw me under the bus last time, tried to do some TMZ type shit on me so that he and his shitty channel could get more views. I thought we were close friends, and basically, he's a dick. He's a dick. He's a dick. So you're basically listening to somebody who's a charlatan. He's an Armenian mobster. He's doing what it's what he's considered as extortion. And he probably wanted me to pay him off to take that thing off the site. Okay, but you get my point, Parker.
Dude, I 100%. But you know what I think? Normally, I would say drop the info. I think what you do this time, keep it quiet, keep it chill, and then you just go to World Championships, you smash it, and then you're like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to use the benefits that everybody else is, and now you don't have shit to complain about, so everybody just get quiet.
Yeah, I know, dude. It just drives me fucking
Because,
nuts.
oh, I totally get it. I totally get it.
I'm the only one who cares about this shit at the level that I do, and I sit here and I get all grumpy.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
first
I
of all,
think
guys,
yeah, good.
thanks. To be fair, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for 𝗲𝗏, so it can't be all that bad. Well, thanks. 𝗲𝗏's really not that bad. I just really like to give him shit because he's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine, and you know what? I can do that. What do they even talk about on 𝗲𝗏's show other than basically hobo shit? He talks about the same four Smurfs in CrossFit. Colton, who I actually really like, he's the cutest of all the Smurfs. And then there's like this fucking plumber looking dude. I think his name's 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗏 or something like that. I have no freaking clue. He's a redhead with a mustache. Then there's like Dalton something. And they seem to have this like whack pack of not even the top list athletes.
Not
they
the
really
Rat
love.
Pack, but the Whack Pack.
Whack pack. And
Whack
I don't
Pack,
really
Whack
know
Pack.
what their angle is there, but I guess I'm a Colton guy. So I'm Colton all day long. Anybody he goes against, I'm against them. So originally I came on here to talk about race simulations, and you can talk about your opinion of it, but some of the things I really wanted to just go over with you guys is making sure you nail down nutrition, you wear a heart rate monitor, and try to do the same thing every single time so you can actually know progressions. What are some of your opinions when it comes to this stuff?
Well, I mean, I put in the comment section earlier while you were just soloing the show is it's one of the things we do with Academy with the athletes that we coach is I put notes in like once we start dialing in like the nutrition. Hey, okay, we started out. A lot of people think they're still kind of stuck on that. I'm working out fasted. And I'm like, dude, unless you've got like a 30-minute run or something under an hour and it's super, super easy, we are not doing fasted workouts here. Like this level of training and you're trying to, perform and increase your performance, you need to fuel that session. I don't know of a single pro athlete that tries to go out there and do a hard workout to go out there and do it on an empty stomach.
I've increased my nutrition a lot before my workouts.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at is one of the things that people start out with is I'm like, let's just start with 20, 30 carbohydrates, a little bit of hydro, because you got to get their stomach introduced to it because if you've been doing fasted workouts for so long and then all of a sudden you're just like, let me dump food into it, it's going to be a bit of a shock. But the week after week, the more they do this, they can increase that pre-carb to the session, have more fuel for the session, and then learning how to do it during the session. All of us, I mean, how many athletes have we had just this year, Hunter, where they're like, man, I just can't hit these numbers. I can't hit these paces. And then they start implementing the carbohydrates and the nutrition overall and the uptick in their calories, and they lean out, and next thing you know, they're hitting all the paces, they're able to complete the workouts, and they're like, oh, we're like, yeah, dude, you can't send a race car out on the track with an empty tank. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah, that tends to just be the biggest issue, and like we're trying to rebuild the nutrition market with our supplements and our training company. I think what a lot of people don't recognize is they've taken gym culture and they've tried to turn it into a sport. And gym culture is always like show up with a big pre-workout and then lift
Yeah,
weights like crazy and then go home and
yeah,
then eat afterwards.
yeah,
Eating beforehand, like fueling your performance, is the most important thing.
yeah. Even
Like
bodybuilders, like top elite bodybuilders, they may be taking a pre-workout, but they're carbing up. They've got pre-workout modes.
yeah,
Like even just guys lifting, like power lifters are eating an insane amount.
they're big husky boys.
Yeah.
Um,
So
I want to tackle some of these questions. Uh,
yeah, look at Nick, because we've been working on his stuff. He goes, he uses a carb supplement from Infinite. He uses his hydro. We've got it dialed in per hour how much he's doing. He's doing a scoop of hydro per hour. He's doing about 60 to 80 carbs. Nick's a big dude. And he's like, I could never run this far. And now it's a weekly thing.
Who do you think trains? This is from Carson Songy. Who do you think trains the most in the Elite 15?
Ooh, 𝗕𝗏.
No, no. I'm talking about our Elite 15, Hyrox. Kobe's dead.
𝗕𝗏?
Oh, Megan Jacoby. I thought you said Kobe.
No, 𝗕𝗏. I think she probably trains the hardest and the most out of the men and the women.
I would say Viola Oberlander, but also
Okay.
from overall, I think it's got to be Dylan Scott. That guy is like chronic overtraining syndrome.
Okay. Yeah.
But I spent a
Yeah.
week with Viola Oberlander, and I've never been more intimidated by a woman. She fucking crushes it.
You could hear it in your voice that it wasn't just like a joke statement. You were like, I was in fear of my life.
Well, usually we start training camps and like we go like this, but
Yeah.
that's how I treat it. Most athletes start like this and then go like this. Viola started up here and just kept on going up above my line. I was like, what? Dude, we did the devil's butt crack. And, Jake was here, and Jake's a 15-minute flat 5K guy, sub 15. And I beat
Damn.
him by like a minute, and she was like not far off of him. And I was killing myself. It was mind blowing.
That's
Like
awesome.
Viola is a true beast.
That's awesome.
Any advice on how often and worth performing simulations? I would say a simulation every 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, and not if you're in the middle of a strength cycle.
No. No, I mean, it's going to be pointless because you're not focused on any type of running or anything. Your simulation's not going to tell you anything.
Okay, Manny U8. What pushes you through workouts when you don't feel like working out that day?
Easy. You literally, if you have a goal in mind and you know you need to do the work, if you don't do the work and you keep skipping these sessions week after week, when you get to race day, you're going to sit there and you're nervous. Some of your bad nerves are going to come from, I know I didn't do this. I know I didn't do that. And that's a worse feeling than just getting the shit done.
Yeah.
I don't care. I tell people
I
all the
hate
time.
losing.
Yeah, I tell people all the time. I'm like, okay, you don't feel like it. You feel tired. Go do half the workout. Go at least do half of it. Start with 10 minutes. And then after the first 10 minutes, assess yourself. Say, all right, I'm going to do another 10. Half the time, most people end up finishing the whole workout. It's just getting the first 10 minutes done, the first 15 minutes done.
Yeah. I just hate losing so much. I won't even do it.
Hey, Christian Blumenfeld and Try says it hurts more to lose.
Yeah, it does. Biggest tip from Colby Lean. Biggest tip on going from Joe to pro.
That's a you question.
I think it's not hours, it's specific hours. Like it's knowing when to put the real work in, like the right work in too.
Yeah.
I've just seen so many people out there just moving so aimlessly. That's why I say, like, I know we're just endlessly pitching our business. Let's say you don't even like me and you don't want to work with my program. Go sign up with any of the other programs and try to follow them. They may not be as good as ours. Let's just be honest. Nobody's as good as House. But at least if you're following a plan and hopefully these people have a formula and you're just trying to get one quality workout in a week rather than like 14 workouts a week because you saw somebody on YouTube do it, you'll end up in so much of a better place.
Yeah, it's consistency. I think a lot of people underestimate the value of paying for a training plan or paying for a coach. And you're removing the equation of all the crap you deal with in a daily, like, and I don't mean crap like it's a bad life. I just meant you have so much stuff that you have to take care of, right? Bills, work, family, this and that, your schedule. Having somebody else plan out the specifics around that and having key days instead of just, oh, what am I going to do today? And then they end up either overtraining or they completely undertrain so much on a regular because there's no schedule. You have everything else scheduled and planned. Have the same thing for your training. Have it scheduled and planned. That way it's just boom, you're through it. You have consistency, you have progression. That's a massive reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, listen, I keep on seeing everybody like you see it in my comments a lot. I see it at my DMs a lot. People keep on reaching out to me about not contacting James Kelly to congratulate him. I called him and I wished him good luck, and then I didn't reach out to him. And then he got on a podcast and said that he was upset with me for not reaching out. And it reminds me of like how my ex-girlfriends get upset with me for not wishing them happy birthday. Like, if you need me to validate your successes, like, you're missing the fucking point, brother. But
yeah,
that's disappointing for you, man. I feel bad for you that you feel that one of the number one, like, thorns in your side is that I didn't contact you and say congrats. You got to fucking focus, dude. Like, I don't do any of my shit looking to get congratulations. I do it for myself. Like, I don't look for any of you guys to shoot me a DM or give me a slap on the back. I don't even race Hyrox World Championships for the money because it's shit money. And I don't need more friends.
you're after the main prize. Like, you don't give a shit about anything else. You're like, I want first place because that's first place. I don't care about the rest of it.
That's the value. And,
it's Michael Jordan syndrome.
I think a lot of people end up having this validation issue where, they need to feel validated for their actions. And I feel bad for the guy because when he saw that, I didn't even bother reaching out. I was like, God, he seems mixed up that he's upset with me for not validating his success there. But I guess congratulations. Hey, listen, dude, you ran well, but you should rethink your shit before you end up in the big arena where I'm at. And when you get stuffed, I'm going to give you a beer afterwards, but you don't need my congratulations to feel good for yourself.
Yeah, I think when you grab the gold, it's enough said.
Yeah.
Like, you've been validated. You validated everything that you've put through. And it's not dismissing, like, yes, we would love, like, our heroes, our peers or whatever. Like, dude, you did such a great job. Yes, that feels good. But when I do a workout by myself and it's a workout that I wasn't sure and I destroy that workout and I crush it, I don't tell everybody looking for some validation, like, hey, I did this. You got to think about it the same way. Like, I feel good about that workout. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then you should take that same mentality to race day.
I think social media has totally fucked up the community. Like, I decided to really invest in social media about 1.5 years ago because I was tired of doing all of these things and there was no history of it at all. Like, you can't find what I did in Spartan Race. You can't find what I did in Broken Skull. You can't find my Boundless show. And honestly, the thing that got me into sports was watching these things of other great athletes and inspired me. It made me
That's
believe.
every
It made me,
sport.
yeah, it made me drop out of college. It made me believe that I could be better. It made me believe, like, because I was reading these stories
Yeah.
about like Iron War and all these things of athletes that didn't have crazy epic backgrounds. And all of a sudden I was like, wait a second, this person stepped in last minute and was able to do it. Like
Yeah.
that to me was my inspiration. So I'm all in on social media.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't give a fuck if you guys don't like my stuff. I don't care. Like we do these shows and stuff like that to educate and build the community, but the likes and the validation that's attached to it, that's what you got to watch out for. That's the bear trap that's under the leaves. Like you just got to watch out for that shit cuz
Yeah.
people will 100% get wrapped up in this pseudo fame. There's no fame, dude. Nobody gives a shit about us. Like it's at the end of the day, man, I live on top of mountains. Like I don't see any of these people that like my pictures. I don't see any of these people that are commenting. Never. I live on top of mountains in the middle of nowhere. I see like 10 people a week. And then you think that this outer circle, this outer band of all these people on social media is the difference between is your reality. Like I thought about this also. The people that I race against, I would never talk to them if I never raced against them. And I
Yeah.
often don't even talk to them to begin with, other than the fact that I see them at the beginning of the race with a handshake and a hug, and then it's gone, and then it's back and a handshake and a hug, and then I
Hey,
go
that's
home.
every sport, right? Like, how many people are in the sport, and how many people do you actually know and become friends with? A very, very, very select few.
Yeah. Yeah. So listen, here's the thing. Don't get caught up in this stuff. Like, don't be evil because of it. But like I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
don't get caught up because it can mess you up in your head. It's messed me up before. Definitely has. But
Oh, yeah.
that'd be more my warning to those peeps. All right, let's keep on rolling with this thing. Any tips for sciatica? Chop off the leg. Uh,
You just have your whole hip removed. There are movements that you can do for sciatica, and find yourself a good chiropractor. There are a lot of people that have it, they get an adjustment, and then you got to focus on some good strength and some good mobility. It's usually the same problem over and over and over that causes sciatica.
yeah.
Fix it.
I've had to really take care of myself. You told me I don't want to. Oh, look at that. That's a nice thing to say to somebody. What's your advice for somebody doing their first Hyrox?
Have fun.
Yeah, race doesn't start until after the sleds. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Like people are like, "Well, what should I?" And I'm like, "Stop overthinking it. Your first one, unless you've been training, like you have a one-to-one coach, you've been trying to push it, but you have no idea what your body's going to do on your race day for your first time. You're going to learn an insane amount. You need to go out there. If you have a goal, go out there and do it, but remember to pay attention to everything that you're doing. And just at the end of it, for your first one, learn and have fun. Soak it all in, because you're going to take that shit, you're going to take it back to training, and you're going to be like, okay, this is where I had this issue. This is where I definitely saw I was going to have that issue. This is where this felt like that. This is where I definitely knew I was weak, so I had to slow down. Your first one needs to be fun and a learning experience, because a simulation at home is not going to be the same thing. And then you can really start driving it home from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Any tips on lean bulking food?
Lean bulking food. Keep your diet simple.
Yeah.
It's stick to potatoes, stick to rice, stick to fruit, stick to protein, lean proteins. Like, don't do this dirty bulk crap. Like, I can't stand, like, I did a dirty bulk. For what? Just eat good food. And if you eat good food, you'll bulk and stay leaner anyway. If you eat good, clean food.
Yeah, it's in my opinion to keep on eating very similar stuff, but what I like to do when I'm bulking, if you're eating every 4 hours, normally set an alarm on your watch and eat every 3 hours. It will give you an extra meal. And then also you can take 30, if you're eating food regularly and you're kind of measuring it out, add an extra 30% of the weight on the scale. Really.
Yeah.
It doesn't count with salad. Salad doesn't count, but I think that's a big deal. No big events have been a Spartan Ultra, Jiu-Jitsu, and CrossFit events. Yeah, they have, dude. Go look up the Spartan Games. That's exactly what it was. Spartan Games exactly was that. You should look that up, Nicor. Go watch it on YouTube. Best shoe for Hyrox?
Whatever shoe that fits.
Yeah, I
Not
think
buying a shoe because it sounds popular. It's the one that's got the best branding right now, and you're like, oh, so and so's using it. Dude, this bugs the shit out of me. I have literally seen comments in other Facebook groups. And they're like, hey, I really want to use the new such and such super shoe, but it really, every time I run in it, it causes blisters and digs into my Achilles and my heel. Has anybody ever thought about cutting this down because it doesn't quite fit my foot? And I'm like, buy another shoe.
yeah. You got to be careful. Mine's all about the surface space and the heel cup.
See, you're
So
buying it based off what works for your foot.
I race. I still have them and I keep them in a box because I just want to make sure, like, if for some reason I don't feel like racing in the Pumas that I train in, I have the ones that I've won every world title in for the past 3 years, 2 years technically, but I have a certain pair of Pumas. My dad's called me 4 times. Holy shit, my dad's relentless. He is so relentless. My dad taught me this.
Well,
So this is one business tactic. We run several businesses and people will not pick up your phone calls. If you want to get a hold of somebody and get business done, call them until their ears bleed. And they'll hate you, but you'll get the deal done. And that's
yeah.
why our company moves a lot faster. A lot of my employees hate me because I'll just keep on calling and calling and calling and then just say, hey, it's a 30-second question. But at least the question's asked. And you just gotta just go. Just call. Just call. Just call. Just call. Just call. And you cannot stop until the job is done. Holy shit, Dad. Enough. Dad, you lost your opportunity. I gotta go.
All right, your shoes. You got
He
the
won't
one
stop
pair of
calling.
shoes in the box.
Jesus Christ. I told him to pick up. Can we get a day? I'm just text my dad. 10 seconds. Oh my God, my dad's relentless.
Yeah, give it 10 seconds. What is it?
Well, I'm gonna mute it. I'll mute it.
We can't hear anything. This is hilarious. Can I unmute him? Yeah, I can unmute him if I want to. Should we unmute him? Parker, why do you like the Atreus? I'm getting a pair next month. They fit my feet, Jared. That's why I like the Atreus. I like that they're a small company. I like that they keep it simple. Used a brand new race model at Hyrox Houston. Worked fantastic. Was awesome for me. I like their base model. Their base model for me is super simple. It's not overbuilt. Does exactly what it needs to. Parker, talk about Ryan's 18% increase back squat. This is what happens when you do the work and you stay consistent. So Ryan made a massive strength increase from last year, and especially from the beginning of this year to now. He just did some new tests, and what he's going to start doing is Ryan this year is shooting for the 1,000-pound club. So we're squat, bench, deadlift. So stay tuned on that. Yeah, Ryan went from 245 to 290. It's impressive. And that was literally what, 4 months? 3 months. 3 months, just lifting heavy and eating. I know we've talked about them before, but you like them for Hyrox. I'm intrigued by the plate. Yeah, Jared. The new race model, it was brand new. I had actually never ran in them, trained in them, or anything until Hyrox race day, just to see what they would be like, and I absolutely love them. I had no problem with grip. They're fast. I use them in Ironman. I rarely use carbon plate shoes for any training. I'll use them for a couple of key sessions here and there, but probably 98, 99% of my runs are not in a non-carbon plate. What's the best strategy for a Hyrox team relay? I think you need to talk about that for your team. Everybody's got their strengths, weaknesses. So what I would do is I would set up like, okay, who's strongest at which events, and then set up the relay that way. Your own strategy is going to come from you and your team literally talking about it and coming up with that plan. Since I don't know you or your team, I'd have to sit and I'd put y'all on a phone call as well and then talk strategy. I'm not just going to give a bunch of random info out there, especially since I haven't talked to y'all myself. Can I use your run program just for the running sessions? And yes, you can. That's what Hyrox Run is. It's mainly just really great for running. Follow it and then implement your stuff where you need to. But remember, don't overtrain. Make sure you can get enough recovery. I don't care how much training you think you can do. It's your main focus needs to be how well can I recover. I mean, that's what everybody battles. Rapid fire on these questions. Come on, send them. Let's go. He's coming back.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you're back.
All right. We'll move on. My dad said, don't bother.
Okay. Picking up where you left off. Your shoes in the box.
Shoes in what box?
Your Hyrox, your world champ shoes. You say you keep a pair in the box.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they're the same shoes that they've been around on the market for years, and I won't fuck around with them. And like, there's same pairs of like gloves, and there's same pairs of things that I've been using for years. And like people, I don't care about the new trend. I care about the best product on the market. So I keep everything that I've set world records in a box so that I can wear it again, or I just buy multiple of them and I'll bring them out again.
Dude, there used to be a running shoes from like 15 years ago that I was obsessed with. And I did. I bought a ton of them, and then they stopped making it and had the shoes in backup for like over a year. Just destroyed every pair I had.
Oh,
I like surfed the internet buying them.
A couple years ago when I was training Spartan Race, there was the Brooks something too. I think it was like the Brooks. I cannot remember.
Was it the Pure Grit?
I think so.
Like the grayish and blue.
Such a good trail running shoe.
Dude, it was amazing. It was their whole Pure line.
And then
I had those, and they were fantastic.
They bombed it, dude. They bombed it so hard.
Yeah, they had the whole Pure line. They had like the Pure Flow, the Pure something, and then the Pure Grit. And it was that kind of grayish blue with the blue trim on it.
Well, they purely fucked up my life by getting rid of them.
Yeah, no, those shoes were badass.
Woo! Let's see here.
But yeah, I think too many people get caught up in like what seems to be hot versus does it fit my foot and is it actually helping me? Builder and 247 Hyrox glove. Somebody just commented.
Well, thank you. Sometime, maybe. You'll see. Something big's coming out. I'm not going to say anything. It's just going to hit the market, and you guys are going to flip the fuck out.
Hey, Hunter, here's a good question. They addressed it to me. If someone runs a 4-hour marathon but wants to run sub 3 hours to qualify for Boston, how long should that take?
Well, I'm 100% of the belief that there's only two ways to increase potential, and that's increasing power or losing weight. So if you take somebody who weighs 250 pounds and can hold 200 watts over 4 hours, if you bring them down to 200 pounds, the strength to weight ratio just increases by 20%. And 20% of, I don't even know what it is. How many? 60 times 60. Let's see here. We're just going to do the math on this.
260.
Calculator.
Or 160.
So 60 times 60 equals times 4 equals so 14,408 seconds. So times
You're doing the time.
0.2 equals divided by 60. It will be an increase of 48 minutes just by losing 50 pounds and not gaining any fitness. And you don't have to fucking do anything other than stop eating.
Yeah.
And like, this is where I get this like thing where I talk about people in Hyrox right now. And people are like, Hunter, like, do you think you could beat these guys? Look at their crazy times. And I say, listen, I just look at their pictures. Homeboy has not lost any weights, and I guarantee that dude has not increased his fitness by that much. I can just look at a math graph. If I saw somebody go from 100, 200 pounds like 𝗕𝗄𝗕𝗏, who's around my size, down to 190 pounds, I would say there's going to be a challenge here. 𝗕𝗄𝗕𝗏 is going to increase his K times by probably about 15 seconds per lap.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the difference of 4 minutes. No,
It's a lot of time.
Sorry, 2 minutes. But 2
Well, it
minutes.
doesn't matter,
And then all of a sudden, he all of a sudden gets down into a certain area. The amount of time, I'll give you guys an example. I was running in the 16s when I was in high school. In the 16s. And if you look at that, I've now been able to increase upon that by just like a minute over my entire career. I've gained weight. If you look at Nico Young was winning like the nationals in high school. Like, he was like a low 14 guy in high school. And now he is like a low 13 guy, and he's in college. So he's taken down a minute.
But that's huge at that speed, though.
I know, but I'm just trying to say, like, that's in the peak potential of somebody's career. That's like the peak potential where they're like gaining maturity, puberty, like getting into their man muscle bodies, stuff like that. If you just look at that, man, I'm telling you right now, like, that guy is not going to lose much more than another 15 seconds off of his 5K. It's my belief in his entire career. It's just not going to happen between like his maturity stage and the end of his career. Yeah. So when you look at somebody and these like athletes and you're just like, hey, I trained alongside of this guy forever, and I saw him I saw him run a 34-minute 10K at his very, very best. Dude ain't going to hit a 32. Dude may hit a 33 if he's lucky and everything works in his favor. And that being said, like, that's rare. The only way he could get faster is by losing weight.
Yeah. Like Nick Hoyer said, he goes, I went from a 5:15 marathon to a 3:45 by losing 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, he probably lost weight, consistency of training went up a little bit, but just sheer power to weight. I mean, this is why we talk about guys in the Tour de France all the time.
All day.
Like, it is a numbers game down to every bit of it. The weight of the bike, the how many watts, what they weigh, all power to weight ratio.
Yeah.
And who can just survive.
Yeah. Well, I think sorry, guys. I had a hangnail.
So your simulation, dude. Come on. Like,
get
to the main, your sim today.
Well,
that was the main topic.
I was kind of going over it, but okay, so now that we've had a lot of conversations about just shooting the shit, if you're going to try to change anything in your simulations, you should only change one thing per simulation. It's my belief. So like one of the clients I was working with, I was like, we're just going to work on your like wall balls and lunges, like that strength, endurance in your legs. That's the one thing. Everything else, it's okay, but I want to drop the both of these things 30 seconds apiece, at least. For me, the last time I did it, I ran it at a 5:21 pace. I'm just going to put it to a 5:18 pace now. That's it. 3 seconds faster per K. That's it. Now, I'm not trying to go max effort. This is just a sim. But if you look at it, 8 times 3 is 21, 24, 16.
8 times 3 is 24.
24, sorry. I'm having a hard
That's
day.
right.
That's just 24 seconds gained on the run, guaranteed. I'm just seeing if I can now all of a sudden go into everything else. Now, it's of my belief because of the fitness that I have that my heart rate is going to be lower and everything else is going to be more sustained and easier. But I'm not trying to do a bump up of a massive amount. I'm only hitting 1 point on the treadmill. If you are feeling so inclined where you feel like a total freak, you can hit it 1 more point up on the treadmill. Now, let's say that an example, if you're trying to focus on your wall balls, let's just say that last time you did it, you dropped the ball 5 times. So it's 5 sets of 20. Let's just try to see if you can do 4 sets of 25 or 3 sets of 33, like 33 plus 1. But you're going to try to keep this rest in between the same. And like, that's it. And you just try to do these kind of things. And I swear to you, just moving, you got to play it like chess. Just move the pawn one piece at a time. And you get to the other side, you get a queen. But I think that I've watched so many people in all these years of me doing this kind of stuff. They just don't, they want to try to do everything all at once. So I think,
Yeah.
I think if you can really nail down your simulation, one thing at a time, you change, nail down your nutrition. It's always the same, heart rate monitor. And basically, I would say build up gradually.
Yeah.
That was my big information dump for guys. And I
But
wanted to answer a lot of these questions.
Simple, but that's what's effective. People think I've got 3 months and you got to do all of this shit. And I'm like, but you're making this sound like the one race and you're only allowed to do one race your entire life and you only have 3 months to train for it. I'm like, the way you really are going to build on this is make one focus difference, hit that race, and just keep building upon it. You're not going to get faster and change everything and become your best bet in that short period. This is a long game. That's all sports.
Yeah. One last thing, I guess people want to know what the best ab workout is. Single arm farmer's carries or sandbags.
Oh,
Like, dude, just like carrying, I have a 106-pound kettlebell now that I'll carry and do intervals with. You could do a crunch with a 100-pound dumbbell. I swear to God, the person that does 20 crunches with a 100-pound dumbbell versus the person that takes that same 100-pound dumbbell and does farmer carries, that farmer carry person will beat the living shit out of the guy doing
you're talking about
abs.
like suitcase, right? Like only one-sided.
Only one, dude. And make it heavy as you possibly can.
Yeah, it's
your whole side. So if you're doing your right side, you have to freaking jerk over this way, locking your whole abs, sucking your shoulder blade and everything like that. Like every single muscle is working to counterbalance and keep your body from leaning because you don't want to be at an angle. You want to be straightforward and walk a straight line. Dude,
yeah, you're fighting.
I'm telling you, bone crushing hand strength, bone crushing cardio strength. Like it just, and like you guys got to understand when I get a hold of these things like sleds and ski-erg and stuff like that, like I just have this fucking brick shit house of a core that I built doing strongman stuff.
Yeah, I think suitcase carries like that. I think the ski-erg is a massively underrated core and ab workout.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go for real heavy, because the abs are like calves, they're stubborn. They get used day in and day out, so they need a insane amount of stress. cable crunches, kneeling cable crunches
Yeah.
with heavy weight. Very underrated, super effective.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Guys, I had a great show today. I have to piss like a maniac. I gotta piss so bad.
This is the longest you've gone though in a while. It's
I
usually
know,
like
I know, I know,
20
I
minutes,
know.
40 minutes, 60 minutes.
Dude, I drank this whole shake, this whole pre-workout drink. Oh, I'm melting. Guys, if you want to have any updates of what we got going on, house training is pumping right now. We've grown so much recently, and I think it's just because people are starting to really finally get into Hyrox and pay respects to it. But the training has been amazing. We've learned more year after year on how to work with more people and refine it down. I'm always out there researching myself, reading books, tackling workouts, bringing back data, working with more and more clients to get a more refined understanding of how to do this thing. And it's been awesome. Like, we've watched our group, dude. Nick Hoyer got a freaking house tattoo. It's nuts. And now we've also included house nutrition, where every single week we're teaching you guys how to fuel inside of the app, and also about like some of the meals that we're doing, and really teaching and educating people so much about like the building blocks of being a good athlete. It's not just a workout. It's the before the workout, the during the workout, the after the workout, the culture, the lifestyle. Like, if you really want to get involved in this stuff and spend the money to fly somewhere, spend the money to get the ticket, spend the money on the hotel, spend the money on the shoes, learn how to use it. It'd be like buying a set of golf clubs and you're swinging the golf clubs backwards. Like, you got to learn how to use it and really be trained in the modality of it. So
Yeah.
we're loving house training. Builder Sports is literally about to go in two of the biggest gym partners in all of the UK, which is insane. The United States is booming too. We're starting to get into gyms over here now, but we have literally made a humongous impact in the UK, and you guys are going to see this from basically June onward. You guys can go almost anywhere in the UK and go into stores and get our product now, which is dope. It's like my dream. You guys have no idea how long I've been planning this out for. I looked at pictures of Arnold Schwarzenegger when I was a kid, and now I'm doing all the same shit. Like, this is manifesting. You guys can fucking do it if you believe in it. I step up every single day. I crunch the numbers. I show the fuck up. It all can come true. And you guys are a big part of that. So thank you guys so much for showing up. And, Scooter Magoots, I'm sorry to hear about what's going on with your calves and stuff. But here's something I will tell you. I've kind of dreamed about having a situation like this. Not dreamed in the way that I hope it happens. I dream about what I'm going to do if it did happen. Dude, you need to work on your one arm pull up and get a 315-pound bench. Dude, that's all I think about.
Well, I've already done that in the past, 315 bench and stuff like that. So I'm not even worried about doing it ever again.
But dude, you got to do something freakish, 225 shoulder press,
Done it.
like body weight.
Dude, so back like 2009, I was 215.
Yeah.
I was significantly heavier. I was doing 4 sets of 12 shoulder press at 225.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big dog.
Yeah. At the 1,000-pound club, I was in it with my bench, shoulder press, and deadlift. I didn't even have to use a squat.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's heavy as all hell.
Yeah. I was fit.
Dude, do something. Make use of this great time. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm ending this bad boy. Parker, I'll see you soon, brother. Stay lean.
I'm trying. Later, brother. Have a good pee.
Thanks, bro. Are we out?